Hey everybody and welcome. This is Kev's Vibe of the Day. My name is Kevin and let's get right to the cards to see what our focus is for today. Friday. No, it's Thursday. I keep jumping ahead. The 8th of July. All right. Let's do our little welcoming. Thank you, angels, for reminding us that you're present. Thank you for being here. And thank you for revealing through these cards and this vehicle what we need to know and giving us a positive, uplifting, healing focus of the day. Done. Let's just fan them out right here. There we go. That one's a good one. Woo! Surrender. 1 second while I just get myself centered here. There we go. Okay, angels, what do you have for us that could possibly talk about surrender when so much is being surrendered already? Okay, so here we go. Many times, well, let's start with the image. Here we have an angel, a blue angel, that tells me that it's probably part of the Archangel Michael, the removal of obstacles, the healer, the cutting of ties that bind us, the protector, the great master archangel of all the angels. And he's seen here in a blue light, the blue light of healing. And he's got markings on his face, tinges of blue light. And then in his hands comes the spirit of the heart, the love of the heart, the energy of the heart. And the palms facing upward is in the mode of receiving, the mode of downloading energetic information coming from source energy. And then behind this beautiful angel is light, nothing but light. The message I have and the focus I have and the goosebumps I'm getting right now, so it means it's being channeled, is for everybody to begin to soften and begin to surrender yourself. Give up, let go of the holding on to old concepts, old beliefs, old habits, and trust yourself. Trust your inner being, trust your inner intuition to guide you forward to where you will ultimately be. Sometimes it's very difficult to let go of the constructs, and ways of being, particularly if, as I've heard in the last 9 months or so, this desire for everyone to say, as a term I've seen and heard a lot, when we return to normal, I want to return to normal, when things go back to normal, when things get back to normal. And at the very beginning of this lockdown, pandemic, coronavirus, which continues to plague our culture, our humanity, the countries of the world are still being cautioning their subjects, their citizens all over with various restrictions on how to conduct themselves. The medical field are at a loss as to how quickly and fast this variant virus is spreading, with different strains coming. And I sit back and I think, okay, well, we've had viruses before. We've had illnesses before. We've had dis-ease before. But never has there been this constant talk of death and destruction and the preciousness of life itself. So that's the surface part of what is scratching at people. This idea that before any of this happened, things were normal. They were not. We were heading towards a road that wasn't looking particularly pleasant, kind, compassionate, loving, gentle, healing. In order for anything to be healed on any level, something has to be broken. Something has to be unearthed. Something has to be broken apart, even destroyed. A heart gets broken. A life gets lost. There's sadness. All before the healing can take place. Surrendering is a spiritual practice, and it isn't easy when you come from living so much in a physical environment. The physical being everything we see, we hear, we know, we trust. The years and years of stability, the years and years of assumption, what we know, security, all of those things on the physical level begin to become pushed. So surrendering to something spiritual comes with challenges. This card and this focus represents the angels, ascended masters, and those of the spiritual world are working in our favor, your favor, my favor, our favor, allowing the miracles to unfold if you will surrender to the rhythm and the river that life has always nurtured for you. Call back the power you've got within you and work on ceasing your what can I call it? Distractions, diversions away from what you truly have at the core of your being, your purpose, your life purpose. Take the time to realize that in order to be helped, you've got to let go and surrender your need to control each and every situation. Let your concerns, your worries and your woes go, your entire situation. Let your spiritual angels, guides, ascended masters gather. That's what they're there for. But they want you to ask them to help them. And how do you do it? You're just grateful that they're there. Be grateful they're helping you, working with you. When you do it, when you surrender, when you let go, when you sit back and say, okay, I'm going to let you guide me forward, you begin to see little by little, slowly but surely, how these things take care of themselves without you trying to control it. If you find yourself having trouble with that, with surrendering, there's a part of you that's not willing to receive the miracles that you really do deserve. We hold on to things because we don't believe we deserve anything better than that. So we keep ourselves in that comfort level where the ego is. Hand over all your concerns to source energy, call it God, call it universe, call it angels, call it the power that let you come into the world. And allow these miracles, these magical blessings to take place. If this makes you feel somewhat upset, emotional, it's fine and it's normal. Anytime we have a deconstruction of what we believe, it brings up tears. It brings up those deep, unearthed feelings of sadness, of a letting go. It's a grieving process. It took years and years and years and years to hold on to the control of what you believe you had. To let go in one big gulp, one big exhale, one big sigh of relief brings up emotions. You can't expect it not to. And these emotions, these tears of cleansing, this heart-opening experience is meant to happen. You're a vessel between the heaven and the earth, and you contain light within you. Know that your concerns and your worries and your woes are taking up more space than you really have room for. It's a bit like that bookshelf. You keep on loading up book after book worry after worry, anxiety after anxiety, item after item. Eventually that bookshelf is going to collapse in a heap. Let them go. Clean up your act. Sweep away all this worry, all this doubt, all this darkness. Experience the freedom that you deserve to have. And know that you can't do this on your own. The universe, whether you call that God, the angels, spirit world, is here to help you. Call them in. Surrender and let go of anything that's getting in your way of experiencing all this goodness. So how do you do it? Sounds easier, right? Sounds easier said than done. How do you do that? And what happens when you do it? You do it little by little, piece by piece. You write down on a piece of paper, this is a good exercise. One side, what are you letting go of? And the other side, what do you want to receive? You know, when you're getting rid of your clothes, or in my case, in my place of business, I am just taking down shelves, packing things up. I have no idea where I'll go, what I'll do. But if the desire is to trust in the process, trust in the stream of life, trust in the moving forward, trust in the growth, trust in the keep going, we in a physical form have to do the work to make that happen. So when we start to make plans, ideas, goals, and there's so many companies out there willing, able, and well qualified to teach how to set a goal, how to set a plan, how to see something in the future and work on a plan to bring it forward. Lightyear Leadership is a phenomenal group of people that do just that. It goes beyond life coaching, teaches the skills that we all need to be able to see where the blind spots are along the way, and listen to the languaging. That nay, nay, no, no, nee, nee, na, na, no, nee, nee, no, all that. It's the languaging that we've learned. It's the languaging that gets stuck. It's a bit like subliminal messages that we have a hard time shaking out of our head. There's the next twist. So being aware that there's some changes need to be made is looking at where you're controlling. Where do you control your narrative? Where are you controlling what you're doing? Are you saying that's too much, it's too big? So here, let's just give you this as a scenario. Your heart sees something it really wants. An outfit, a vehicle, a house, a material thing, right? And you know that it's speaking to you because you're getting stirrings and you're getting these feelings of, whoop, yeah, I would feel good in that car. I would look amazing in that outfit. I would be, oh my goodness, living on that street, whatever. Do you actually want that particular thing? Or what's really subtle? What's right behind it? What's sneaking? Do you want that particular thing? Or do you want the feeling it brings you? There's a subtle difference. Having it is an easy thing to do. The feeling of having it is the gravy, the juice, the ha. So let's step a bit further forward and start to thank Spirit, Angel, Universe for the blessing of providing you with whatever that is. A beautiful body, wonderful breasts, a fantastic sex life, a loving partner, the most amazing husband, wife, an incredible child. Any of the things that you are desiring, that you've been telling yourself you either A, don't deserve, can't have, aren't good enough for, and then you add on the people in your physical life that you believe won't approve. Because we do that too. Those are little tiny subtle things that are basically putting lumps of coal and bags of sand in the way of getting and achieving everything. So we have to surrender first the need to control it. And even though most people that I have consulted with, and I'll listen, And it's a bit like, and now I want to get to the point where I've got these sticky notes. And when they say something negative, I'll write down what they said and slap it and give it to them. And what are you doing? Well, this is what you just said there. You just said this, listen to yourself. You just said that, listen to yourself. Now, I am not saying anything to anybody else that I haven't already done myself. Truth. All these things I'm sharing with you are things that I've learned from. I got past it. You know, it's easy to say to somebody who acts like, feels like, looks like they have got their you-know-what together. Well, it's all right for you to say that. You look like you've got everything going for you. Yes, because we walked on the fiery coals to get there. We did that work. And I do my best when I come on with these focus of the day, how to surrender, to bring you a real life story that truly happened and then piece together what it was that turned it around. And it really is knowing that I want this feeling involved with this situation, which is not happening here. So the first thing to identify is, okay, so it's not happening. Can I make it happen where I am? And there quickly is yes or no. Okay, if it's a no, that's fine, because it leads you to another place. See, surrendering means just going on a little bit of a little mystery tour. You're allowing your higher self, that knowingness, that little chit chat that goes on. You've been having these conversations with yourself all the time. That's the intuition. That's the inner knowing. But the second guessing is where the ego says, oh, no, come on, sit over here. You don't do that. You got these two things. To validate what we want, to justify what we want, we make up stories as to why we either can't have it. That's truth. When you begin to look at your desires and the desire becomes so incredible, you make up stories to justify wanting to get it. And you tell these stories to people you think won't like what you're doing or will be a bit nervous. Why tell them in the first place? Trust me, if somebody I perceive that isn't going to approve of what I'm doing, there's two things going on. It's a very good reason why they're not up for it, because it would not be in your highest good, and they're right to tell you that it would not likely work out well. But you go ahead. I'm just saying this is a bit of a pattern that you have. Or they don't want you to have your blessing. And that's very easy for you and me and us to work out. We know the people that might not like it because they don't have it themselves. We know them, they live everywhere. Those are the ones we have to sort through. So in this focus of surrendering, let go of this idea that you have to control everything that happens. You have to hold on to everything that goes on. Trust your intuition. Start to work out how you are doing too much, working too hard to make something happen, and just get into the feeling of what it would feel like to have something else, to have what is it you really want. Because when we try to control how we get it, it doesn't happen. That's the reality. Look at the times when you haven't really, you've just said, you know, that sounds like it will be lovely, and you just let it go. And then all of a sudden it comes like, whoa, hang on a minute here. I was just talking about wanting one of those, and here it is. Those are the miracles, because you didn't put too much pressure on yourself or the universe to get it. We are all equal. Nobody's better or worse than anyone else. Nobody is more deserving or less deserving than anyone else. We all come into a physical world naked as jaybird, and we come into this physical world exactly the same way. Well, there's two ways. Vaginal birth and cesarean, but we get here. There's so many weeks we have to cook in the belly of a woman, and then pop, out we come, somehow, some way. So since the beginning of your birth, you've trusted someone's going to feed you. Someone's going to change you. That's in you, intuitively, built in, hardwired. Somebody's going to care for you, raise you. And that person should start with you yourself. You're here for a reason, and you are here just like everybody else is here. And the point with that, I'm saying, surrender to a higher purpose. Surrender to a higher cause. Surrender to the highest part of yourself. And make yourself equal among men and women. Now, how do we do that? We just serve each other. You see someone that's perhaps not seeing themselves as being equal to other people, help raise them up. Show them you can do it. What makes you think you can't? And when you hear all the negative reasons why not, my answer always is, well, then you don't want it bad enough. Because if you wanted it bad enough, you wouldn't be trotting all this nonsense out. I share this story with people more recently now because I think it's important. I came to America with $200 and one suitcase. That was it. June the 8th, 1985. And what I've gotten since I did it, somehow, with some faith, with letting go, and a lot of help from physical friends, people I'm grateful for. But also, too, the faith that I can do this. I really can make this happen. And I'm looking at my brothers and sisters, no matter what country they came from, no matter what place they came from, that were not born here, that didn't get raised here. And there are some out there that don't like that believe that they were raised and born in the United States of America and we don't really have the right to be here at all. That's tough. That's their opinion. We are in the land of the free. We can say what we want to say. And I'm going out publicly making this statement about being an immigrant and being grateful for what this country and its policies has presented to me and given me an opportunity to say that the point I'm making is we are equal human beings. We have to exercise love. We have to exercise compassion. We have to exercise self-control and surrender into something bigger, greater, and help the common man. Yes, I'm sure you're going to come across people that you've helped that don't give you anything back. What does that mean? You shouldn't have helped them to begin with. We're not here to say, well, I'll do for you if you do for me. That's gone on way too much. Somebody did for you at some point in your life, which you didn't get to do back for them. It's not tit for tat. It's not a reconciliation thing. There's a divine order of reciprocity and reconciliation, but that goes way beyond the physical. Well, far beyond money. Value is in time. Value is in experience. Value is living your purpose. And if you're not spending your time wisely, because it's a commodity you don't get back and it's something you can't purchase. I cannot purchase an entire day. If you're not valuing those who value you by lining up, linking arms with your people who get you, who love you, and do whatever you can. What do I need to do to help you? Whenever they need it. That's the spirit working through you. That's you just giving yourself up unconditionally, saying, I've got you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to help you out here. Yes, we all have judgment, for sure. Yes, we all have doubts, for sure. But here's the big reality of that. We were taught judgment. We were taught. We didn't come out the womb with all this judgment on our tongues, in our minds, and in our heads. Somebody taught us how to be that way. And then, there's this thing when you realize, oh my goodness, this is not the nice way to be. This is not very kind, and I am not being very, whatever you want to call it, charitable, whatever that is, compassionate, loving, kind. We have those dark folk. This is called the shadow self. And the shadow self is there for a reason. Our shadow self, that ratchet little ego that comes out, has a personality. Mine is snarky, cheeky. It just comes out. It just trots out. That's there to show us that we are in a balance. And there are many facets, many dimensions of who we are as human beings. Surrendering to something bigger, brighter, softer, easier is so much more. There's so much more out there when we do that than there is when we're trying to sit ourselves in this safety zone, this normality, this idea of more normality. Anyway, I'm going to read from Melanie Beattie and then we are going to do our meditation. Let's see what it says today for what? The 8th of July. I keep losing dates. I'm sorry. Sometimes the road gets rough. This is it. We are all lined up. This book, this page, I didn't rehearse this. Don't be dismayed when you come into a pothole. Oh. A detour. A stretch of rough or rocky road. Don't be surprised. Slow down a little bit. Be patient. It's not the whole journey. It's not the way it will always be. But it's part of your journey too. Part of your journey to the heart and the soul. Even when we're living with joy and freedom, we continue to learn, grow, feel, experience, and the road can still get rough. Happiness doesn't mean feeling gleeful all the time. Happiness doesn't mean the road we're traveling is always smooth. Happiness means feeling all we need to feel and accepting each part of the journey, even the changes of course and direction. Feel all your feelings. Feel your fear and your frustration about slowing down, then settle in for the ride. You may not be going as fast as you like, but the journey hasn't stopped. You're not doing anything wrong. You're going slower, but you're still moving forward. I love that. Slow down, you're still going forward. And I love it. No need to rush. No need to rush. No need to rush. Done. Let's meditate. Feet flat on the floor, big breath in. Do a stretch, open yourself up. Be as big and as wide and as stretched as you want. Personally, I like to bring my palms upwards in receiving mode. Sometimes you can bring it down, the palms towards you when you want to go within. Meditation clears the physical mind, the physical space of anywhere other than here. The act and the art of meditation is to bring you to the here, where you are, the now, the time frame. And to do this, I like to take a big breath in and feel the air coming into the lungs and filling the body. Release and let go of anything that has already done. And then cultivate an active breath, one that you're conscious of, that you know and feel and experience going in and out of your body. The deepest expression, the deepest appreciation for air filling your lungs and oxygenating every cell of your body. And the release of toxic, stuck energy from the places that feel stiff and tight and are not moving fluidly. The breath has a way of being held and stuck rather than even in and out. You can just concentrate on your breath. The count in and the count out is called prana. Focus on your feet being flat on the floor and know that the mother of the earth, the energy that protects the dirt and the roots of plants and absorbs all of the debris from the falling leaves. Anything else, the Mother Earth takes it and transforms it into rich, cultivated soil. Your worries and your woes, your anxieties and your tensions, your negativities are all toxic physical results that you haven't let go of. Let them go and let Mother Earth have them to transform them, recycle them into energy, emotions that serve your purpose. Move your consciousness up through your body from your feet to your legs. Pay attention to your thighs, your inner thighs and your outer thighs. The very lower extreme of your tailbone, the tip of your tailbone, the very bottommost part of your spinal column, the part that's underneath your buttocks, the root chakra, the Muladhara, the seat of you in the world, in the universe, taking up your space and having the right to be here. Be, feel, and know that you are well rooted in the earth, well grounded, well fed by the Mother Earth. Lift your attention into your sacral chakra, the energy center that's below your navel, your genital regions, your sexual organs. You're part of creativity. This energy center of your being gets little to no attention. It's an important part of you expressing yourself lovingly. Move yourself, your consciousness, your mind into your belly, your solar plexus, the power of your body. Your physical bank where all the organs live, the filters live. The kidneys, the liver, the pancreas, the spleen, the gallbladder, the bladder, the colon. The intestines, the lower intestines. All the inner organs that do their work unconsciously, unconditionally, move up into your heart space, your lung space, the vital part of you. The physical feelings are felt and experienced in your belly. Emotional feelings are felt and generated in your heart. The feeling of fear contracts the lungs and stops the breath. The feeling of love and freedom increases the breath, calms the nerves, disintegrates all fear, and activates love. When the physical body is experiencing love, creativity, getting ample amounts of passion and lust, happiness and joy, all that's being held onto is released. All the pockets of stored toxins are released. The metabolism increases with endorphins, uses stored physical energy. Move your mind and your consciousness to the upper chest, both collarbones. The bones and the muscles of your shoulders and your arms, your elbows and your wrists, all 10 of your fingers. Move into your neck and your jaw, your throat, your tongue, your nose, your ears, the side of your head, the top of your head, and the crown. The crown chakra is the topmost part of your physical body and your physical 7 physical chakras, the color of violet, soft silver. The soul star and the stellar gateway are beyond that. You are a bridge. Through the soul star and the stellar gateway, you access source energy, the energy of God, the protection of God, the light of God, the light of source, and the energy with which we get to replenish, recharge. Surrendering our physical self to our spiritual self is part of riding the bridge between Father Sky, Mother Earth, the cosmic light of heaven lives in your heart space inside your eternal flame and is fed by the energetic energy from Source, from the universe, from God, from the power that created everything. And there is enough of this energetic power for everybody. Meditation is the practice of slowing down, almost shutting down the physical activity of the doing, so the spiritual activity of the being can be energized. Allow yourself the freedom to breathe in the great power of who you are and who you were created to be by surrendering the physical doingness and allowing the spiritual beingness use the affirmation and the mantra, less doing, more being. Within you is an infinite well of love. Within you is the cosmic light of heaven. And you can repeat after me, I am the cosmic light of heaven. The cosmic light of heaven which exists within me now shines bright. And so it is. When you feel complete with this meditation, this treatment, this opening of energy centers to the divine, bring your hands to prayer at heart center in acknowledgement. Lift your thumb knuckles to your third eye center, and together we bow and say namaste. Thank you, my friends. Surrender to the greater power of who you are created to be, who you're meant to be. When we're in the busyness of doing, when the busyness of going to and fro, driving to work, the things that don't quite work out, the timing that's off, know that there's something greater at play, something greater at stake. Lean in, surrender. Just go with the flow. Know that when you go with the flow, everything works beautifully. All right. I'll see you soon. Have a great Thursday. Bye.